Dream is one of the longest running festivals in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
16 years, and the only festival, let me say that again, only in capital letters, that sell tickets a year in advance.
Wow.
Mm.
So put it this way, Dream starts on August 1st to 5th this year, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I will put tickets on sale a week before Dream starts this year, August 1st, 2025. And I guarantee you, between the last week in July before Dream starts this year and when Dream ends, we'll have sold at least 200 to 300 season tickets online already.
Oh. Well,
Wow.
you got my tickets for next year. If I don't get this year.
Easy, easy.
Right.
Roadblock
I
for sure.
a year in advance. What can people expect this year? As far as the highlights of
Right.
this year's event, being
So
16 years.
Right. So one of the biggest challenges, as a founder director, festival director, and marketing director, I play quite a bit of roles in the company from the start in 2009. One of the biggest challenges is coming off the heels, and I think it is the same for most companies or entities in business that's long running. That when you celebrate a milestone like our 15th year that we did in 2024, it is very difficult to top it as you go along, right? It
Mm-hmm.
gets very when you celebrate your fifth, then your 10th, then your 15th, like Jesus, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, and for me in particular, who lead those discussions in marketing and the team, is always trying to figure out what is the next highlight, what is the next big thing that we're going to showcase to Jamaicans, to our international visitors, because truth be told, the bulk of our patrons don't reside in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, right? And for this year, for the first in the history of Dream, we have a Afro dancehall beat star on the lineup, Stone
Okay.
Boy. Right?
Wow.
That's something we have never done before.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, people know all the other big names, and we can go through the big names in Afrobeats, but this is an Afrobeats dancehall artist. And what's funny about it is a lot of Jamaicans know his name. They've
Mm-hmm.
heard one or two songs, but they don't know the bulk of his music. This man has collabs with almost all of the big name dancehall acts you can name in Jamaica. So what's gonna be so funny when he touches that stage, and people are gonna be blown away when they hear his accent, when they hear his lyrics, and when they hear how intertwined the cultures are for Dream 2025. So
And
it's that's gonna be a big highlight. I guarantee you that.
well, I think I've been talking a lot about the fuse of the different cultures coming together and why it's so beautiful because the type of music and it appeals to everyone. I feel like it's going to be a new genre or them not gonna have genre anymore because the fuse of the different types of music. And it's so dope. Like, I love to hear when you can play Afro beats and Indian music and you have a good mixture. Like you have Jamaican music and it's so good. Like I love it what's happening right now. And I know that he's a Def Jam artist. And he's doing very well dancehall, reggae, and Afro beats, the fuse of it coming together. So I'm looking forward to, hearing more music from him. We might have to take a trip out there, David. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down for it. I just want let me ask you this, Ron. I know it's a 5-day event, right? From the
Right.
first to the fifth. What are the different nights? What's the lineup like? Because for somebody like
Okay.
me that's never been there before, is it a night where every night it's like one night's party, one night's a live concert, another night it's this,
No.
that, whatever?
So I'll take you back to the history of Dream for like 30 seconds. I would say 5, 6 years ago, how it would typically work is we have an event called Dream Live. And Dream Live would showcase all the artists for the weekend, like a major concert. Similar to what you have major festivals where it's just artists, two DJs. I've since changed that, right? And how I've done it is spread the artists across the events to make the events even more exciting. So each event now have highlights with artists. So rather than going to a concert style thing, we're going as, it's one performer, then the next performer, and the next performer. No. We now have almost every event, because there are two this year that don't have any, but we also have surprises that we show for those events that we don't talk about. So I run through the nights with you. On August 1st is what we call Celebrity Playground. And Celebrity Playground is a red and white themed event. People come out bossy and stylish to the max. The event starts at 10 p.m. in the night and ends at 4 a.m. in the morning. Let me tell you who performed last year. We have not announced who is performing this year, but we're in discussions for a surprise for that event. Last year we had Idonia and we had Bobby Schmurda. So
And
Saturday now, is two events. We have August 2nd, and that event run from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's only the fittest of the fittest and strongest can survive, because first day is one event, last day is one event, but in between that is 2 days, two events per day.
Wow.
So you have to be on the ball. So Daydreams Numbers are all white, premium event. People come out in the best. We're gonna be on the beach, so we always invite people to go into the water and have fun while events are. We have lifeguards on board, always to protect our patient, or a live performance by Ding Dong. That's in the day too, and that runs from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. In the night now, we have Yush, which is our old school dancehall party. And if you notice as we go along, the first one was red and white, the second event was all white. Now we get to Yush, where we get to the real meat of the matter. 80s, 90s, up to 2000 music. We have had literally, for this event, almost every big name 90s dancehall artist you can think of in Jamaica. If you can think about it and name that 90s from 90s to 2000, they have performed. However, we have never showcased Agent Sasko. We have never showcased Assassin, which is the same person.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen that night? He's actually managed by my brother. So the discussion we'll have is, listen, we need to see the two sides of Agent Sasko and Assassin performing that night. Give us the Sasko that we know now, right? That can relate to conscious music and reggae music, but also give us that 90s hardcore flavor that we love from the 90s up into the 2000s for dancehall. You're just old school for that, and it's a great vibe. On the third, we have Wet and Wild, which is considered one of the craziest parties on the lineup, and for good reason. Slides, water, pools, artists.
So these
women.
are different. These are all different locations, then different venues.
Yes. So they move between locations. The night events are static, in the sense that the productions happen at one event that you go to for the night events. But each night you go into that same venue, the stage changes, right? And as it says, it's wet and wild. People come in the swimwear. Almost as big. Yeah, they come in the swimwear to that. We have Little Addy who's performing, and he should be bringing the Gaza clan with him. We have a very tight-knit relationship with Vibes. They're actually our exclusive rum sponsor for this year. I won't get too delve into that because people are asking all sorts of questions that come on to Vibe. We've been in discussions with a lot of things. It should be Little Addy and friends who are coming. So I'll leave it that. Okay. Vibe schedule is very hectic. So let's see.
Let me ask you this. So is it all inclusive, or is it explain that part as far as the admission?
So, monies.
Right. So all events are food and drink inclusive. And when I say food and drink inclusive, I mean food and drink inclusive. What we have done this year is to cut down our wastage, because what has happened in the past, we recognize that when people come into the events, people eat and they start drinking. Halfway they'll drink again, and then in the night we're still cooking food and end up with a lot of wastage. So this year we're ready. You still get food from 10 p.m. and when the gates open, but we stop serving food 2 to 3 hours before the event ends because it's waste. You're wasting food.
Makes sense.
And by health standards, we can't use the food the following day. That's one, right? And after 4 hours being out, you have to dump the food. A lot of people don't know that, you know. So it's millions to keep dumping food. We sit on it because you don't want to run out of food. So now the menus are always set. We have fantastic menus. We won't get into that. They're extensive. But we give you a specific hours to eat as much as you want. That's up to you. You eat what you want. We don't stop you. All we're saying is we're going to stop at a particular time, because cooking this food up until this time, and then you're not sure if people are going to eat or not, and you end up with pounds and pounds of food, meat, rice, starch, soup. That don't make any sense. But it's still on it. Sorry?
I'm sorry. Before we run out of time, because we're about to run out of time, the final night is the Cooler Party, which is sports night. And that is headlined by Stone Boy, right? That's Stone Boy.
Right.
Stone Boy.
Yeah, so we have Stone Boy and Jamal on the final night, which is Igloo. We have Spice, which is on Twisted Spirit, which is lingerie event on August 4th. For Remedy, we have a guest surprise. For World Vibes, which is on before we moved on, we have Ja Vinci. From Gaza Camp, and we have Asian, which is a young upcoming artist that's doing pretty well. And everything is online. Dream Wekend, that's www.wknd.com. You can get individual tickets to purchase, and you can get season tickets to purchase. Naturally, when you purchase the season, there is a wholesale discount on it. So when you purchase a season for the 5 days, you put your armband on, and that take you in and out of the events, eat and drink for the entire period. The tickets are now $6.99 US and covers all the event, but we also have a backstage pass, which is what you guys have as well, Diamond Access, which allows you to interact with the artists, where you have your servers and special setup. And we sell no more than 150 to 200 of those particular tickets to keep that area exclusive.
Yeah, I just want to mention also that Roadblock Radio is a media sponsor for this event all
Thanks.
the way, 100%. So, listen, we're going to chop it up again, hopefully before the event.
Yeah, man,
We'll
sure.
talk again. Thanks for
Blessings,
taking the
guys.
time.
Blessings to the Roadback team and
Thank
much respect.
you.
Big up to Casey. He's the one that keep the contact and keep the link for sure.
Yes, most
thank you.
definitely, of course. A big sponsor here for Dream Weekend, Roadblock Radio.
For
Thanks a
sure.
lot.
You guys all over the social media. Big up and bless up.
Yeah,
Guidance.
man. Much respect.
RoadblockRadio.com. Blazing Caribbean vibes. Reggae. Dancehall.
So we must catch a man. That's the echo when we grab a
Soca.
Let me see how you wind down, bounce to this.
Compa. Afrobeats and more.
Yeah.